Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Yanta pravishamavachamima Rasuttan sanjivayata kila shakti dhara svadhamma Anyam shaha sachana shavana pradadim Pranamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam Katanchana smrute yasmin dustaram sutaram bhave Vismrute vipritam syat shri chaitanya namamatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you all devotees for giving a chance to come here again to Seattle to center of Sri Radharani Mother. Jagannath Sodra, Gaurnikai, Krishnadev, Saram Vishnu Hanuman, and giving me a chance to share with you something from Srimad Bhagavatam. Over the next few days, we will study different lessons that we can learn from Srimad Bhagavatam, by which we can enhance our spiritual life. So this is a very important scripture. For devotees in ISKCON, Srimad Bhagavatam is the foundation. So you see every day in every ISKCON temple there is Bhagavatam for us. So if you want to get the benefits, spiritual benefits, then Bhagavatam. It's not simply a one-off event. It's not like I hear Bhagavatam today and tomorrow I am also listening to some problems. No, that's not the way we study Bhagavatam. There is a culture. Culture means a consistent practice. So when we have a culture which includes 5 things, then we can reap benefits from the study of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is interesting to know what is this culture. Shuddhasya pumsam suchira shamasya navanjasa suribiritotham Tatat gunanu shavanam mukunda Padarvindam hridayeshisham. Every devotee in ISKCON, every sadhaka, we want to experience Krishna's love in our hearts. Everyone. In fact, that's why we came initially. We wanted to feel loved by Krishna. But to experience Krishna's love in our heart, Padarvindam hridayeshisham, in the heart, to experience Krishna's lotus feet, we have to have a culture, a practice of 5 things. First is Shuddhasya, a culture of hearing or studying scriptures. This is the foundation. If we don't have a, I repeat again and again, please catch my word. I am not saying hearing. Culture of hearing is different from hearing. Sometimes we hear because we like to get stimulated. Stimulation is exciting. Oh, what nice point I heard. It was amazing. A kick will die, a kick. So we're not talking about hearing, we're talking about a culture of hearing. Culture means is happening every day. I have to have a culture of hearing. Then everything falls in place. You get this? Very important. So when Shuddhasya, when Shuddha was saying Shuddhasya, he is referring to the culture of hearing. In football, there is this famous legend, Messi. All of you know Messi. He is like considered as god of soccer. So our Keshav Maharaj was telling us once that Messi, he is like, when he plays in the football, it is considered as magic. He scores so many goals, he does such magic with his foot. But apparently, he touches the ball with his feet in a match only for 90 seconds. Rest of the time he is running in the field, he is jumping around, doing everything. But the ball actually comes to his feet only for 90 seconds. But he can't say, okay, give me 90 seconds, I will do everything. No. He has to be part of the whole process. Get up in the morning, run with the team, play, do everything, and then suddenly the ball will come to him and then he has to do the magic. You can't say that other than that 90 seconds I will not play. No, you have to play the whole match, 90 minutes. Within that, for 90 seconds you get the ball. Similarly, you can't say, okay, tell me one lecture, I will hear and tomorrow my life will change. We have to hear, chant, come in the morning for japa, worship our deities, associate with devotees. The whole culture is what is important. Shuddhasya pumsam suchira. Second is suchira. Suchira means for a long time. Not that, okay, I heard, last week I heard, now my life is sorted. No. Every day for decades. Shuddhasya pumsam suchira shamasya. Shamasya is the third one. Shamasya means endeavor, effort. So when we hear about Krishna, first of all we have to hear. Secondly, for a long period of time. And thirdly, with effort. Sometimes it requires effort to hear. Isn't it? Like in the class, have you ever felt sleepy? Sometimes you feel sleepy. So what do? So we wake up, we stand up. Like in our temple, we have this culture. In the Bhagavatam class, if you feel sleepy, we get up and we stand in the corner. When I joined the temple, I remember initial days, His Holiness Radhanath Singh Maharaj would be giving Bhagavatam classes, something. It would be marathon classes. Minimum 4 hours, 5 hours. So in the class, sometimes we go through this phase of feeling sleepy. And sometimes if Maharaj has a close relationship, you would tell that devotee's name. And you would say, stand up, Prabhu. And by telling that one person, Maharaj would wake up everyone else. And that person would stand on the side and hear. And then when he's fresh, then again he'll sit. There is no shame in that. Because the condition, the body is not. So we have to make an effort to hear. We have to make an effort. And it is wonderful. See, nowadays what has happened, unfortunately, we have this smartphone. So, if you are bored in the class, after some time, you want to get stimulated, you can pick up the phone and in 2 seconds you get stimulated. Earlier we didn't have the smartphone. So even if you felt bored for some time in the class, we would tolerate that. And then again we would be back in the class. We would go through this waves, but then overall, the energy of the Sangha would influence us. And we knew how to embrace pain, tolerate boredom, and allow ourselves to be in the space of Krishna and get nourished. Now we want to kick all the time, and that's why we miss Krishna. So therefore, effort is needed in hearing and chanting. Shuddhasya pumsam sutirashramasya namanjasa suriviriditota. We have to hear with great detailed explanations, not shortcut. Sometimes if you have to speak the same pastime again and again, you say, as all of you know, in Kaliya pastime, Krishna subdued Kaliya. Today we will discuss 5 lessons from this pastime. Kaliya, K for A for L for I for A for Kaliya. We like to give shortcuts. No, here in detail. Dive into the pastime. I myself, I don't embarrass you to go with me. This last time. I always hear Amrendra Prabhu's classes. What I like about his classes is, he doesn't do shortcut. There is Kaka means pura justice to, खींचो उसको, पूरा अच्छे से समझा लो. So sometime I remember in 2009, my Guru Maharaj, he gave this class and Bhagavatam class in the temple. He spoke about the milk drinking Brahmin pastime, Chaitanya Bhagavat. There was a Brahman who was drinking milk, Lord Chaitanya chastised him, and then he became humble. He explained in great detail. So he heard it. So the class got over. The next Sunday was again his Bhagavatam class. So Maharaj, I don't know whether he forgot what happened, but in that mood, in that entering that space, he again remembered that pastime. And again spoke for 1 hour the same pastime, which he had spoken the previous Sunday. And he was not feeling that I have already spoken. He was happy speaking it. And then that whole year, in that, if you see in Radhanath Swami media, that service that I saw in 2009, if you go, you will see that whole year, all the classes you hear, at least 10 times Maharaj has spoken this pastime. We generally, if you have spoken one, we will not speak it again for 3-4 years. No, see, the difference between pure devotee and us is what? We hear because we want to get purified. Pure devotees hear because they love Krishna. The whole paradigm is different. They get associated with Krishna. For them, that is the end in itself, hearing. For us, hearing is the means. That is the problem. Anyway, so we have to hear consistently. I remember recently Swami Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj came to about, he was doing Bhagavatam class. And I was sitting, I was hearing, I was enjoying the class, really she started Radha Madhav. And I was, and I suddenly looked on the right side. His original Radha Maharaj sitting next to me. The whole class, he was also sitting and hearing. Now I was so nourished because I realized this is what Maharaj must have been doing when he was a young brahmachari. Now he's 75 years old, been in the movement for more than 50 years. He is doing the same thing. Hearing class, Bhagavatam class. And it's not like it is not the temple hall, he is not hearing. In his room also he is hearing. One day I went to, and just when I went to Bhagavatam class, I just got over. One new brahmachari had given the Bhagavatam class. And Maharaj is telling me the whole class summary. What a class he gave. I said, yes, Maharaj, I had missed the class. But then Maharaj said, what a class he gave. And Maharaj told me 3-4 points from the class. I was like, wow. So in ISKCON, that is what we will do on the last day also. In other organizations, like my cousin sister, she got into IIM Ahmedabad, one of the top MBA colleges in India, top rank. And she was the youngest student in the class because she was just very senior. And after she finished, she got placement in one of the best companies, Coca-Cola. And there, I asked her, what is your job? She said, I am going with the truck, with the delivery boys. Those who are supplying Coca. I said, you are MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, this is what you are doing? This is a very low job, I told her like that. She has to go in the truck with the boys, wearing the cap, and supplying all the bottles. And then she said, but this is just for temporary. After that, after a few months, I don't have to do that. I'm just learning how the organization runs. After that, I have my own cabin, and my own office, and I'm the CEO. And today she's the CEO of a big company. She doesn't have to go in the trucks and do all that in the hot sun. She doesn't have to. She has her own AC cabin. What I'm saying, in the outside world, when you grow in your corporate career, you don't do what you did in the first day after 30 years. But in Krishna consciousness, what we did in the first day, that is what we'll do on our deathbed also. Hearing, chanting, that is all simple. Bhakti is so simple. So therefore, this is very important. Shrutasya pumsam suchirashramasya namanjasa suriviriditotha. We should hear from Suriviriditotha, from pure devotees who give nice explanations on the Bhagavatam. Advanced Vaishnavas. Tatat gunanu shravanam mukunda padarindam pradeshu visham. So we hear from such devotees, then Krishna will be situated in the heart. So what are the 5 things? First,
Culture of hearing.
Culture of hearing. Thank you. I was just saying hearing. It is culture of hearing. Second,
Long
time. Third, effort. Fourth,
Details.
Explanation.
Hearing
in detail. Hearing detail. Don't cut corners. And fifth, from advanced Vaishnavas. So this is very, very important. And therefore, as we've got this human form of life, we can understand and we can ask questions. We can go deeper into scriptures. This is very important. Actually, till recently, Krishna consciousness was different. Spiritual life was different. Srila Prabhupada, out of his amazing compassion, he changed the whole game. Before Srila Prabhupada advented on the preaching scene, spiritual life was practiced how? There are many spiritual sadhus, babas, they would be doing their bhajan and they would catch interested people. If someone is interested, they would go. I don't know if you have gone to Rishikesh, Haridwar, Ayodhya, you will see some Babaji, some small ashram somewhere. Some seeker who is looking for truth would be going and he would join that Babaji. So, many of these gurus would have disciples because they would catch interested people. Remember these 3 words. They would catch interested people. But Srila Prabhupada came and he changed the whole game. He created interest in people. People had no interest in spiritual life. By presenting it in such a way, you were like, yeah. He made us ask questions. Earlier, those who asked questions, they were interested in spiritual life. You see many sadhus, and there is famous verse 3.2.1, I think, Mundaka Upanishad. Shvetashvara Upanishad also it is there, 6.7, very famous verse. Samane Vritno. That famous verse, what is that? उत्तिष्ठता जागृत प्राप्य वरां विबोधता शूलस्य दारा निशिता दुरत्यया दुर्गम पतस्तात् कवयो वदन्ति. Which means uttishthatha. Many sadhus, if you ask them how you became a spiritual person, they'll say, when I was in college.